on the screen.
It is up on the screen.
Welcome very much to Conversation. A pleasure to welcome to the program two members of the team, as we say, here at MNN, Manhattan Neighborhood Network. And on my far left is Danny Darrow. And Danny Darrow is a producer and director of the Danny Darrow Show. And he also works in close allegiance with the person to my immediate left, who is Gloria Messer, who will be no stranger to people who view public access television, because her name is on so many of the programs as a director and a producer who helps put together the increasingly good programming characteristic of Manhattan Neighborhood Network. She's been doing that for decades. Both of you, welcome very much.
Thank you, Harold. Thank you.
It's
a pleasure being here.
Right, so good.
And I want to tell you that Gloria is the director of my show. I only produce my show.
I'm sorry. I thought you were the director.
Well, I was on the first show,
yeah.
But now, since Gloria is an award winner, she's an award winner. We got her plaque here and everything else.
I know that.
And we're going to show some romance
on her.
Oh, we're going
to get to that. Don't worry.
All right.
She's won an award. Any award from something we can get, we'll let know
That's
about.
That's right. Yeah. She's the director of all my shows now, and she also edits all my shows.
Director of all my shows.
Yeah. And she edits everything.
Like
and she's fabulous, and we're going to show you a wonderful clip as we go on.
Have you got anything good to say about yourself?
Nothing.
Okay, well, that's good. We have a good balance. We got a yin and a yang.
Daddy is a wonderful performer. He sings, a comedian, and he writes and creates all his own shows.
I
know that. He's really good. He's got a character. What's the name of a character you developed? We're going to show a clip.
Yes, Eric Von Ross.
How did you come up with the name Eric Von Ross?
First
You
of all,
created this character.
Yes,
right?
actually, my middle name is Ross.
Ross, right?
Yeah, and I have an assistant who doesn't talk too well. And and what she does is
you mean a character?
Yeah, and she mumbles. She mumbles all the time. The thing is, that's how I created Eric Von Ross. Eric Von Ross is the award-winning newscaster of this government, and the government wants everyone to know everything that's going on in the entire world through Eric Von Ross.
I see.
So Eric Von Ross comes out,
the voice of authority.
Yeah, and then my anchor Danny Dennis comes out and say, and now what does our government want us to know? And Eric goes, and that's what our government wants all of us to know.
And do they send along a decoding ring like they did with Little Orphan Annie to decode what all that says? That could be a secret message you pass on to the enemy. The enemy. Them.
I know.
Harold, we have a clip of Danny
We're gonna get
doing
to that.
it. It's a good time to do it now.
No, it's not a particularly good time now. Just bear with me.
Okay, listen, no fighting. There's no fighting over here. No fighting. We're all friends.
Because you got me off. You got me off. We're in public access. I'm here to announce. I'm here to announce, and very much we've done it on another program. I personally think there's a hugely important role for public access, far beyond its role that it's had, particularly here at Manhattan Neighborhood Network, as we face a 10-year period into the technological future with solid financing that's solid. So I think it's going to become very important as a source of important information, the way it has, and will be regarded such in a way that it has not over the long haul, being representative of the people, which aren't the stars, and so forth, but also because the times call for a qualitative change that dare not be said on any of the established networks because it's too overwhelming, the kind of change we're going through. Yeah. I think this is going to become a place that's going to help educate people to the kind of things that have to happen in order to have a good change. And in that regard, I would like to say, if I could, because you brought it up about ED and so forth, that the program, the final chapter of this program that HBO has been doing called a Newsroom. That's a major piece of work. I would like to let everybody become aware of that. And if you don't have HBO, I know it's able to be stolen off the internet. And it ought to be and passed around. It's a major series, Newsroom, and it's a metaphor or it's an analog to what might become characteristic of a good deal of the best that can come out of this Manhattan Neighborhood Network. And I want you to have that. It ought to be assigned viewing for everybody at Manhattan Neighborhood Network.
Okay, now Harold, do you mind starting from the very beginning and repeating everything that you just said.
No,
you say,
absolutely
I can do it, but I'm not sure I can get all that good, that good accentuation and everything like that. I can't do a real feeling, Mr. I can't do it again. I'm not ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. I just can't do it again. I can't.
Okay.
Can't. I refuse.
Oh, calm down. Don't get excited, Darrow. It's only your show.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. I said all that, and that's going to come as a shock to a lot of people who just think public access is a bunch of narcissistic egos bouncing around and everything. There is a couple, but not many. But anyway, but listen, let's talk to you. You've been at MNN since, gosh, I don't know. I can remember the day you came in down on 23rd Street to Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Do you remember that day?
Yes, I do.
You were nervous as 10
I
cats
was.
on a hot
I was.
She's still nervous. She's squeezing my finger, Harold.
You were so nervous and everything. You were saying,
well, when you come in here, it's very intimidating when you don't know anything.
You didn't come in here. It was on 23rd Street.
Right. It was on 23rd Street.
Cast your mind back. Cast your mind back.
But all of us.
Remember we were all young then?
Yes. That was 22 years ago.
Was it that long, honest?
22
it can't
years.
Have been.
My first show was about this time. 22 years ago.
Are you sure? Check the date.
Yes,
because they're just celebrating the 20th anniversary.
I'll tell you why.
Oh, that was before Manhattan Network?
I'll tell you why.
Okay, tell me. All right.
Because I was working on the Perot campaign.
That's right.
And
you were one of the Perot volunteers, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And someone asked, I suggested to them that they do a video, so they said, go ahead and do it. So I said, okay.
Who was the them? The people at
The people at Perot.
Perot, you were there. You were actively working on that?
I was a volunteer.
Did you volunteer seriously or just a little bit? I mean, were you all
volunteered.
in? Were you all in on that? Were you really invested?
What is seriously?
Well,
everyone that
seriously,
volunteers is serious.
you know what I mean. I mean, some people get really involved in something.
Anyway, what happened was I started researching how to do a video.
Oh, from that.
And
okay.
then I, of course, go with the top grade, which it turned out to be very, very expensive with using top grade tape and everything. And then when I found out we didn't have a budget, I said, what are we going to do
Zero
now?
budget production.
There goes all the money.
Zero budget production presents. Yes.
So I had to figure out a way to videotape the program.
So that's how you came
running
into the place where I met you.
Manhattan Neighborhood Network.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Free, which is a good price in any currency.
That's right.
And I used their equipment. I did not know. I had never done it before.
Yeah.
And we videotaped it. Of course, I had other people I was working with.
Yeah.
And we turned it into MNN.
Oh, you did?
Once we videotaped it, I had to figure out what do we do with it.
Yeah, right. Well, did they run it on MNN?
Yes, they ran it on
a promo
MNN.
for Perot?
It was a speech.
A speech that he gave, right?
Yes.
Enlisting, yeah. And, do you realize yet he got 20% of the vote? He got 20%, 20% of the presidential vote.
Well,
that was a major thing.
He probably got a lot more, but because our voting is fixed anyway, you will never know what he really got.
Well, okay, we can go into that if you want, but there's a larger issue involved.
I prefer not to, Harold.
No, seriously, because that we can go into the voter fraud and your electronic
let's not.
machines and all that, you could go into the vote in 2000, that. But anyway, but the idea, the thing I'm talking about, when I talk about public access, looking ahead for it, importance, and also what do they call it? What's the name of that one? Newsroom, right? As an analog for the time, and also for the what do you call it? Occupy, the sentiment of Occupy. All of those three things are, in a certain sense, indicating there's massive change in the air. Bobby Dylan saying
there has to be.
That it's in the air. That the general society, most people are not thinking about massive change. They're thinking about getting milk on the table and going to the Kiwanis or something. But there's a massive change that's brewing and is blowing in the wind now. Perot touched into that in '92. It was brewing then, and it's now coming to. It's like a gestation. It's coming to a moment of qualitative transformation, because virtually all the basic premises of all the institutions that we've inherited out of history are now obsolete. So it's across-the-board systems change. It's coming.
Harold,
and public access is going to be a place where it's coming.
It's been coming since the end of World War II. This is the culmination of it.
Well, it depends on how you think.
We are exactly in World War II.
Well, I would say that it's...
We're in 1930s Germany.
That's a way of thinking. You can narrow it down to one particular thing if you want to for some political expedient reason. But I think it's all been coming ever since 200,000 years mankind appeared on this planet. And a new relationship between all the resources that were here and everything has been gestating to a point that is coming to the point where it's qualitative transformation almost on species level now. At our time that we were born into. I mean, what a time to be born in. The Chinese warn you against born. This is the most interesting. Do you know the difference between quantitative and qualitative change? Qualitative. The exponential increasing of the technological capability is going exponential. It's incredibly important.
We weren't going to speak about that.
We weren't. You're right. We weren't speaking.
Let's get off the
public access is going to be amazing. All right, let's get off that. Maybe we could talk about the thing that she just won an award for.
That's right. Why don't we do that, Harold? That's a good idea.
Talk about that. You want to show off.
Okay.
This
is the plan.
I don't know if does it have reflection on it?
Hold it up so you can get it good. Okay, and come in tight on that if you can, please, because this is the Hometown Award. Let me read it. Don't change it.
Okay.
Because Hometown Media Award, 2012 Hometown Media Award winner. The Alliance for Community Media, that's Washington-based, the Center for Public Access, proudly presents this award to Gloria Messer and Heather Wolkosh, MNN, for internment of Japanese Americans during World War II as the best of cultural perspectives. Congratulations, darling.
Thank you, Harold.
And pass on the best regards to Heather when you talk to her.
Heather she's in Austria.
She's coming in again. That was a really good program she did because it wasn't all one-sided.
Well,
she didn't just say they were bad guys and everything like mostly. She said the Americans did the experimentation and everything just as much as the enemy did too. That's very hard to find.
She didn't only speak about the Americans. She spoke about all the countries that did it.
Yeah, right.
All the countries did it. Not only the Americans, because the same thing as today, the country was run by the corporations during World War II.
Well, that's something we can talk about, but it's
we're not talking about that.
No, but also it's always that the winners of a situation never go in the dock, and history is all written by the winners. That kind of a thing is a longer.
But we have the clip.
Harold,
don't you want to show the clip?
And we do have a clip. So
we got to see the clip.
Okay, this is a clip that Danny Darrow wrote and produced.
No. About Heather.
I don't have Heather's clip with me.
No.
Okay, however, the show for Heather will be running tonight.
Oh, well, that's not going to do any good because this will be aired after that.
When will it be aired?
It's going to be next Tuesday.
Well, maybe I could get it aired again. Anyway,
maybe.
The internment of Japanese Americans during World War II.
An experimental...
that's another show. Hold on. Heather created 7 shows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did she?
And all 7 shows had to do with the...
but Gloria produced them.
I produced and directed them.
That's her. Good.
But Heather is the one that's responsible for creating them, and if not for Heather, there wouldn't have been any shows.
Absolutely. She's really right on the money. Yeah.
And she's
smart as a tack. Yeah.
Yes, she is.
And has good instincts. Yeah.
Anyway, it was the implications of war.
Right.
The broader implications of war was the name of the series. It was a series that was done for Manhattan Neighborhood Network. And among the series were things on the Japanese internment camps, human experimentation, crystal knock, kinder transport, which is getting children out of Germany during the Second World War. They're all very, very interesting topics, and they're all happening again. And that's why it's pertinent that people watch and become aware of this.
Very good.
We will be running these programs. MNN runs these programs, and you can call MNN at 212-757-2670. Dial extension 0, and they can tell you when these different shows that Heather Wokus appears in will be on.
That's very good. There's a niche for her. She's Austrian and everything. She comes here.
She's American.
She's an American, but she's stationed. She's living in Austria.
She's living
in Europe.
Austria.
Yeah, she's really brilliant and everything. She's good. The faculty is growing here. The faculty is growing. We got Danny Darrow on.
Oh my God!
We got Danny Darrow as an opener.
Hold on one sec. This particular film has been used all over the world for teaching in colleges.
Wonderful.
In America, Japan, and every place in the world.
Wonderful.
By the colleges for teaching about what happened during World War II.
That's right. I did it.
Because no one is talking about what really happened, and with the education, the lack of education that we have today, and from the 70s on, there was no education about what happened.
That's right.
Because the corporations didn't want anyone to know what happened because they were repeating it, and they did not want the public to be aware of what was happening.
That's a take on events and everything. That's very interesting. Well, thanks for that and everything. It's true, and it is becoming, that's becoming very source of education is multimedia. We did that thing back in '74 with Buckminster Fuller. He said he thought universities would only exist as places where they would be making videotape documentaries utilizing the knowledge that exists among the faculty, and the faculty would become stars of television, and then education is going to go multimedia. We're moving in that direction.
They only
exponentially moving in that direction.
The universities exist today to brainwash the public, the young people, with propaganda
only
to allow the same corporate oligarchy to take over.
You seem to have a particularly idea fix, like Mr.
Well, I read the news. That's
you
why
you
I'm
will
very
go
well
and
aware of what's
That's
going
your problem,
on.
you know. That's your problem. You shouldn't be doing such careful work and reading of the news and everything because it's very depressing. You know, I mean,
it may change things if everyone else read it.
Yeah, right. If there should be more of that, you're right. There's that, but then the Occupy movement ties in with here, and that Occupy movement is saying we got to change things fundamentally and everything. And I like the idea that that's there. Speaking of which, fundamentally, thanks for that. Best to Heather, right? And to the other faculty that's growing, and other people are coming, professors and everything. They're coming here more and more and setting it up as a place to. And the 4 channels that we exist at, and we're streaming it all to the internet, can be algorithmically changed to 12. There can be room for more in distribution of relevant programming that can find a niche where it can live. It can live. An idea that somebody doesn't think makes any sense, or it's outrated by some dystopic function by some star that did too many drugs or something, and then what they call the news.
I would like to see more relevant public advocacy programs running.
You do Access for All.
Yeah.
You produce Access for All.
Yes, I try to.
And that's really good. That's really a good series.
Well, I do my best, but I would welcome a lot more people doing advocacy programs.
Advocacy for what?
For the public humanity, public good.
Who's going to do advocacy for the CEO of the major banks? And we're suffering terribly. Their yachts are not being kept in good repair.
The government is doing very good advocacy.
You're
for
right.
The CEO.
You're right. There seems to be, and when you get the government and the the government and the corporations in league, there's some people who use that as a definition of what they call fascism.
Which is what we have now.
I know you feel that way and that kind of thing. But switching, if we can, and congratulations on all that. And so many people as she helped. She helped. And one last little thing about Gloria Messer. When she does a program, she drives me nuts because she's what they call a perfectionist.
That's right.
She wants to do everything
perfect.
right. Everything has to
perfect.
be right. And when she gets it done, maybe invests hours and hours, it looks like something out of the major network. It looks professional. She takes full advantage of all the capability, whereas I just slap things together and everything like that.
Well,
but
she also edits
it always looks professional when if it's a Messer production, it looks professional, like you coming off NBC, right? Doesn't it?
I hope so. It takes less time to do it the way I do it than it does when other people set up.
Well, she says less time.
I'm much faster. It's much less time.
Yeah, you're also getting faster.
Meanwhile, it took us 4 hours to do the clip that we're going to show you now.
Okay, we're going to show a clip, and now we're over to Danny Darrow.
Arthur, you can.
No, wait a minute. Don't be telling me how to run clips. We're going to run a clip. We're going to do this. Let's talk. We're going to talk about Danny Darrow.
Well, no, I'll talk about all the work that Gloria put into this.
Okay, tell me. That was last night when you could have been at our party.
Well,
we had a great party where there was all kinds. You missed it.
Yeah, I missed the rack of lamb.
Yeah,
we missed the lobster.
It was like something. It was like Caligula's table.
We missed everything.
I know you should have been.
If I would have known
because you had to go and do that stupid work, right?
If I would have known that, I would have sent the truck over to move everything over to M&N.
Yeah.
And while we were editing, we could have had the party upstairs in the birdcage.
That would have been good. Yeah, that wouldn't have fit. But anyway,
Anyway,
I mean, you should have been there. You could have been doing. You could have been listening in rapt attention to the Republican National Convention.
Oh, gee, thanks a lot, Harold. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Anyway, Danny, talk about yourself a little bit. You first of all, you're a hell of a golfer.
You're a hell of a golfer. You were, and I were, and I was.
No, I never were like you because you told me.
Yes.
I want to get it straight. Yes. On tape.
Yes.
For the historical record.
I did that,
You said when you played golf in Chicago at the Timberlane Estate or
at Tam O'Shanter.
Tam O'Shanter.
I used to caddy there.
You used to caddy there, and that you tried to tell me.
Yes.
That you had, it wasn't
yes.
Well, it was not, what do you call that, miniature golf thing. It was a real golf course.
Wait a minute.
But you used to have a negative 12 handicap.
No, I never said
You were saying you shot
12.
60.
I shot 61, 62, 63. All the caddies did it. And then we went to the second hole.
Oh, well.
No, Harold. No, Harold.
If you shot golf like that, you'd be Tiger Woods.
No.
I can't compute it
in the 1950s, Harold. In the 1950s.
That's when I was doing caddying.
Was a cow pasture.
Yeah.
It was a flat course.
It wasn't
all the pros used to do. All the pros. We used to have major tournaments there. We used to caddy
in PGA stuff.
Yeah,
they would be there. PGA players
at Tam O'Shanter.
On the same course you played.
No, I was a caddy there.
I know you caddied, but you played that course and you got a 61.
Every Monday, it was the caddy day.
It was the same when I
for free.
I remember that.
Okay.
I'm wondering about the 61 on 18-hole course. That's what I'm wondering about.
That was not the important thing.
That's very important. If you're saying you're shooting 61 on a 18-hole, that's something weird, man.
No, every caddy did that. We all shot in the low 60s. But the most important thing...
How can they shoot in the low 60s?
The important thing was getting $4 for every bag that you carried for 18 holes.
Yeah, I know.
That was the most important thing.
Did you ever have to do
$4 we used to get.
Did you ever have to do 36 holes double?
Well, wait a minute.
One guy with the slice and the other with the hook?
It was $4 on one shoulder, $4 on the other shoulder.
6 minutes what?
He just gave us a signal.
No, we didn't have 6 minutes. We didn't have 6 minutes. We got a long time to go.
Yeah. And the thing is, and then so we used to collect $8 to carry 2 bags for 18 holes, and then we used to get a tip, and then we used to piss the money away playing poker in the
You lost all the estate in the poker
sometimes
game,
yes,
right?
and sometimes no.
What'd you play? 5-stud or what'd you play?
You're
a gambler?
No, not anymore. I don't gamble anymore.
You're not a gambler.
No, I wouldn't do it anymore. No. Anyways, we're getting a message here.
No, we're not. We're fine. We're fine.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so
every caddy
play the tape.
I know that.
Every caddy knew every blade of grass on that course.
Yeah.
Every blade, because we used to walk it all the time.
But you could know every blade of grass, but it's a 61.
No, 61, 62, 63,
Wait
in the low
a minute,
60s.
61, 62, 63.
We all did it, Harold. We all did it. If you were a caddy in those days, you would have done it too.
I was a caddy in those days, and I never did it. I could never get to that.
Did you take lessons?
No, I didn't take it. I never take a lesson from anybody. I just go out and swing the club.
Well, that's not
what
good.
you're supposed to do?
No, you're not supposed to swing the club.
All this education, that's nonsense. It's a waste of time.
I had a buddy of mine when we were on the golf team, and he used to swing the club just like you.
Yeah.
And then he swung the club, and he let it go, and it wrapped around the tree.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
No,
so you don't do that.
Anyway, so you are you're an entertainer. You are in the show business.
Well, no, I used to be.
You used to open for Rickles.
Yeah, I used to open for
Talk
Rickles.
a little bit about yourself. And then we got a clip
myself?
with you and the character you've developed.
I have nothing to say, Harold. Thank you
No, that's it.
Okay.
No, that's it. Nothing to say. Poor shy little fellow.
No, I used to work all the time out of Chicago.
Yeah.
And I used to open for Jerry Van Dyke on the weekends.
Jerry Van Dyke.
These
are at clubs.
At the Lamplighter Club, in Danville, Illinois. I used to work in the strip joints. I used to work in burlesque and vaudeville when I was a kid.
What were you doing, shtick or what?
I used to be a straight man.
Yeah.
But I was a kid. I was just a kid then.
Oh, you say like a teenager even? Yeah.
A teenager. I was a teenager.
God, it's like the stuff of a movie, like Judy Garland, Mickey
Well, Judy Garland. Then I also performed with Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan at the
Ella Fitzgerald was a giant
at the Chicago Coliseum in front of 50,000 people.
You did an opening shtick?
No, singing. I was just
you're also a singer.
I used to be a singer. Yeah.
Do you still sing?
Yeah, I sing in the shower.
Yeah,
I sing in the shower.
I sing pretty good in the shower.
And the best way to do the beat in the shower is when you flush the toilet.
Yeah.
When you flush the toilet, you get the beat to flush the toilet, and then you start singing.
Have you guys
fabulous.
Have you got that technique trademarked or something now? You could make a fortune.
Gee, I never thought of that. I'm going to have. I'll have to get the form down. Send them to Washington. What's it? It's Form F, I think it is.
I forget. Anyway, Roto-Rooter down the
Anyways,
drain,
I want to get back to what Gloria did.
Well, we've been talking about Gloria for all this program.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about this guy Danny Darrow.
Danny Darrow?
Yeah, right.
Where is he?
Right.
No, and you opened for
Maury Amsterdam and Jackie Mason,
Don Rickles
and Rickles.
Rickles is a giant.
How
did you open for him? Did you get to know him?
No, we don't talk. He just walked in, and I did my show, and then he does his show.
But he knew you were opening for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything like that. And also, who's the other guy? Jackie Mason?
Jackie Mason, every weekend.
Did you know Jackie?
Jackie, sure, I know.
There would be a chemistry between you people,
No,
right?
Jackie was, he doesn't have the personality that I have, and I was always happy, and Jackie wasn't very happy all the time. No.
You were always happy all the time?
Yeah, Jackie always...
Nothing bother me, what me worry.
No, Jackie always played the part of a rabbi.
Well, that's a good ride.
Yeah, very serious, very serious. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money?
Yeah,
I don't.
It's fun, but those are two giant things.
Yeah.
Did you know any of the other? You never knew like Bruce or anything like that. That's going back too far.
Well, wait a minute. Well, Sally Pearl, his mother was my very dear friend.
Really?
Of Lenny Bruce. That was his mother.
Lenny Bruce was a piece of work, man. He got really strung out, but he was really brilliant. Yeah. And there was some real humor that had political bite.
But that was all drugs. See, I was never on drugs or anything.
You're not on drugs?
No,
you're on drugs
never.
Now?
I drink
what are you
water,
taking drugs?
Water. I drink water.
You're off on that H2O binge.
Water. Maybe if I really want to get high, I'll take a strong cup of coffee.
So anyway, and you're doing the Danny Darrow show that I believe she directs, right?
Yeah, she directs it. She edits it. She does everything on the show. She's my genius of the world.
All right.
She's a genius of the world.
Well, she knows how to do everything right.
She knows how to do everything right.
Don't know everything. Nobody knows everything.
You don't know
she knows everything. Don't let her tell you that. Harold, don't let her tell you that. I'm telling you, she knows everything.
Yeah.
Don't let her tell you anything.
Don't tell you that she don't.
Don't believe her. No. I'll speak for her. She's wonderful.
Speak for her.
She's a genius.
Be quiet.
She's fabulous, and she knows everything, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a good in the big thing about ED, executive producer or executive director, and then the talent. There's a difference between that. That came out in the thing. Again, I'm going to recommend it very highly. Is this thing Newsroom?
Yeah.
People ought to tune into that. That was a piece of work. That's a great piece.
Yeah.
Alan Sorkin. You know the Sorkin.
Bernie, I know Bernie. Bernie was the lawyer over at Sony. Bernie and I used to talk all the time.
Yeah.
That's the father.
What would you be talking about? You knew something about the law? What would you be talking with a lawyer about?
My recordings, my writing, my publishing, my everything.
You were able to work out the business arrangement of the showbiz?
Well,
seems to me like the talent gets very short shrift at the behest of the managers and people who run the show business.
Well, I don't know. I don't trust managers.
Grim.
I like to do it myself.
Okay. Is that a general thing? You like to do things yourself?
Yeah. I've got a law background, so a little bit, but I'm not a lawyer, But at least I know how to do everything.
From what law background do you have? I mean,
I've got a law background for pleadings and for motions and for all kinds of stuff.
I know you've said a couple things like that.
Yeah, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm like a half-assed lawyer.
Yeah, okay, that's right. You learned that from all the time you were served there.
No, I had a lot of buddies that were judges, and I was brought up in that atmosphere.
It was brought up. Your family was brought up.
No, they were friends.
Was your daddy a lawyer?
No,
or something?
No, he wasn't.
No,
I wish he was. He
wouldn't be. You would have been better off.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I picked the wrong family to begin with, so I don't want to even get into that.
I don't want to get into it.
Don't get into.
You know who she was with?
What?
Leroy's. She was with the family Leroy.
That's right.
The Mervyn Leroy.
That's right. And
Marvin.
That's right. And she built the Tavern on the Green screen, and that was where my last show was.
And she brought all those animals from Africa for the zoo.
I never met
Not
the animals.
Zoo,
I know, but
no, she did. She's had a hell of a background. Yeah, like
she has a hell of a background.
I had a lot of fun.
You did. You've had a lot of fun. It continues. Yeah. And everything. But back to you. Now you've created a character too.
Yes.
And you're a singer.
Yes.
You channeled Sinatra and other things. You sing in that.
I wrote a show.
You sing ballads.
Yeah, it took me 5.
Can you do something?
I write everything. Listen.
Could you do a little piece of singing now?
No, absolutely not.
No, just sit here and just do it.
No, I don't.
Make it up. Make up the words.
No, I'm not singing on the show.
Make up the tune and the melody as you go along.
No, I'm not singing on the show.
Listen,
if anybody wants to hear my singing, they can go into Amazon.com. I got 6 albums over there, and they can listen for free. They can go on Deezer. They can go on Rhapsody. They can go on any. Just go into Google and just go into Danny Darrow.
What do you do? You do ballads or what kind of singing?
I do ballads. I was the first rap singer in the 70s.
What do you mean the first rap singer?
Yeah, I was the first one that came out recordings with rap.
Well, what are you talking? Rap came out of the Bronx and everything. I mean, rap didn't come out
in the 70s.
Oh, in the 70s.
Yes.
Okay. Like who were some of the major rappers?
Called Telephones.
Yeah.
I was a jazz singer. I did a lot of things. I have a little different styles. I could never find my way, Harold. Yeah, all different styles.
Still looking, right? Still looking. Still looking.
Of course, I'm still looking. I carry a flashlight in my bag.
Yeah, it's good. Well,
I'm telling you, I look day and night. I look. But in the meantime, I want to get to the clip. I want to show you what Gloria did.
No, Gloria didn't have a clip. She told me.
No, it's my clip.
This is Daddy's clip.
Oh, the clip about. Okay, I thought you were talking about her again. We're talking about Danny Darrow.
Yeah, so why don't you tell the control room to run the clip already, Harold?
Let's just set it up. They have to set it up.
All they have to do is press the button.
All right,
it's only 3 minutes.
In professional television, like Manhattan Neighborhood Network, unlike the networks, you have to do what they call. I'll tell you, in case you don't know, because you've not been around show business much.
No, I don't know much about it.
I want you to get a handle for it.
A handle?
You're heading for the big time.
A handle?
They have to do what they call a setup. You set up the clip. You don't just jump in. You don't just jump in like you jump into a lake of water or something.
Well, ask him.
You set up. What's the clip about?
Harold, it's set up.
No,
listen, control room. Let's ask the control room.
It
looks like we're not going to go there. It looks like we're just
about.
I should tell him what it's about.
Tell him what it's about. It's called a setup.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what it's about.
You got to learn about television, brother.
I know nothing about it. I've only been on television since 1954. I know nothing about it.
Well, about time you started to learn anything because you're in big time now. You're on Manhattan Neighborhood Network Public Access. You got to start. Yeah, you better start learning the ropes in a professional kind of way and get a respect for professionalism.
Harold, you're scaring me half to death.
Set up the piece, please. What's it about?
The piece
and your character.
Okay, all right. This is a clip from my new show coming up, which is not finished yet. And it's a 3-shot, which is 3 people. It's my anchor, Danny Dennis, who plays, what does he play, honey? He plays...
Montezuma.
Yeah, Melvin Montezuma. He's the all-seeing, all-knowing guru of the entire world. Okay.
Montezuma?
Yeah, Montezuma. And where, wait a minute, where did he get that name?
Where did he get it?
Yeah, he went to Mexico and drank the water. That's what he did.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
He drank that water?
Yeah. All right. Then we got myself. I'm the host in the middle, and then we got my character Eric Von Ross. You've developed his character. Yes, I developed this character, and the 3 of us are all talking together in the same scene, and we're all singing together in the same scene. And Gloria developed all this and put this all together with her sheer genius, Harold. And I want everybody to see this.
You don't think the raw talent was enough to carry it without some sort of editing and photoshopping and everything? The sheer genius of the talent.
No. Yes, it is. And here's what's very interesting. There are 2 Danny playing himself as the host and Danny playing himself as Eric Von Ross are both in the show.
At the same time.
At the same time. So you're going to see
Danny and Danny. Yeah,
she did it.
There's often a lot of dysfunction in there, so it get to be big time.
And then my star, Danny Dennis. Danny Dennis is the star of the show, though. Yeah, because Danny Dennis.
He's your comrade, right?
Well, no, he's my anchor for all my shows.
Yeah, you guys are running mates for quite a while.
Yeah, we're golfing buddies, and we also.
Does he shoot 60 on a
No, he doesn't. And the thing is, he's very serious. He's the comic of the show, and I'm the straight man.
You're the straight.
I'm the straight man.
You are what's straight.
But when we play golf,
you call
he's the
yourself
straight man, and I'm the comic because I'm laughing all the time.
So that's an
at the shots that we don't do.
You can really you can really put it over and act and lie.
No, I don't lie, Harold. Harold, I don't lie.
No.
But sometimes I get a bad bad lie when I hit the ball on the fairway. It's in a hole, and then you can't hit it.
You get that.
That's very good, Harold. I'm glad you brought that up.
You get that foot wedgie. You can kick it out. They
well,
got
but then if Mickelson watches, there's a commercial now. And if he sees you kicking it, there's a thing there. You can't do that. There's a rule there. You can't do that.
I think we got enough, don't you? That we got to set. We can do this. Is Danny Darrow, and they're going to be playing that clip. So if you can set it up in the control room, pipe it into here too, so we can hear it. We can report on it. So Danny Darrow and company doing a thing. How long is it? About 2 or 3 minutes?
It's 3 minutes.
3 minutes of Danny Darrow and company. Okay, let's run that clip now. Then take it away, control room.
There it is.
There's no sound under this right now. Okay.
And now, oh great one. Yes. Eric Van Ross would like to ask you.
Yes, he would.
What you foresee in the coming future. Eric?
69.
Brilliant! Eric?
Oh, 69.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Eric?
69! Eric.
Excellent. Eric. Is that the only number that you know?
It's the only number that I like.
Thank you, Eric Van Ross, and thank you, the great Melvin Montezuma.
Oh, for what?
For teaching us the Kama Sutra.
The Kama Sutra.
What did
Cut!
What was that they said?
Book it.
Book it. And they said book it. I thought I heard something else. I'm glad I didn't on the small screen. That's funny stuff, right? That's funny stuff. The Kama Sutra is 69. That's funny. You put that all together when? When did you do it all?
When did we do it?
That particular
Gloria, when did we do that?
Probably a year ago.
A year ago? No, not a year ago. No, it takes me a long time to do one show because I write all the scripts and then I give it to Danny and then my anchor, and then he sort of corrects me, and he puts in his own personality. Yeah. And because I'm sometimes a little too serious. Yeah. So then he rewrites it and stuff like this, and then we do it together, and then we have to put it together and everything else, and of course Gloria puts it all together for us. She puts it all together
technically and all that. Yeah. Let me ask you, you're an actor, right? Now you're an entertainer, and I know you sing. Yeah, you sing very well.
Oh, thank you, Harold.
You can sing very well. You didn't want to do it here. You could have.
No.
You don't want to do acapella.
If I started singing here,
Bluebirds over the White Cliffs of Dover, I would clear out the whole
place, and you would never have a studio again.
That good.
No, that's good.
No, you sing well. I saw you in a tuxedo.
Yeah.
And you were singing Sinatra, and you looked really debonair.
Oh my God!
And you had a piano player who was really good.
Yeah.
And
that's
you were
my
singing,
conductor.
and it was really good.
Yeah, that's the show that I. It took me 5 years to write that show. It was the Salute to Frank Sinatra.
You sang the song.
No, I wrote a whole show, a Salute to Frank Sinatra, the man and his music. It took me 5 years to write the show. Yeah. And you
sang his stuff.
We performed it at at Tavern on the Green, where Gloria built the rooms and everything, and designed everything, and did everything.
Weren't the Leroy's involved with Tavern on the Green?
I worked for Warner Leroy at the time.
You did, yeah.
And we were the designers and builders of Tavern on the Green.
It's being redecorated now, or done, or something, right?
Yes.
Well, they're trying to bring it back,
Is it still
I think.
Leroy's, or did they sell it?
No.
Okay. All right, just a sidebar. That's a New York City inside thing.
Yeah. So I did that about maybe in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last show I ever did, because the music industry changed and everything else, and I figured, well, listen, I'm getting too old. I mean, I don't want to bust my back and my back. And keep working.
Daddy, look at Tony Bennett.
Look at Tony. You look at him. He's beautiful.
Well, you're younger than him, so you have no excuses.
Tony Bennett's still kicking it. Yeah,
he's still kicking.
Great
Yeah,
talent.
he's wonderful.
Talent lives.
Yeah, he's absolutely
like
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have that talent and everything. Did you ever do shtick like in Catskills and everything, or is that too far back in time?
I always opened for the singers.
Oh,
not singers, for the comics.
For the comics.
Yeah, I always opened up for the comics because I was always the singing act.
Okay, you
See,
would be singing.
yeah.
I see. It's a sort of standard thing, right?
Yeah, I was. I always had. I had all special charts, my arrangements and everything. Everything. And
I used to have a really good friend at Michael Horowitz. I would give a plug for him. He's one of the best voice comics and intellectual voices. And he and Frank particularly used to have a team called Null and Void. Brilliant stuff they would do. And Michael, Frank passed, sorry to say, but Michael's still putting it out. And he's a real voice.
Wow.
But they used to open for I think they opened for Mingus and things like that.
Charlie Mingus?
Yeah.
Charlie Mingus was a jazz.
I know, but they would be doing comic. They would be coming out and do shtick.
Yeah.
And comic, and they were so funny.
Really?
And they developed a whole skit. There would be a whole skit thing. They were really, really good.
Oh my God!
He does it with another person now. Michael does.
Yeah, I used to open for Jackie Wakefield. I don't know if you remember these names.
No, I don't remember.
Larry Best.
No.
Of course, Jackie Mason.
What did these people?
Years ago in the '60s, they were comics. They were the comics when I was a singer.
Yeah.
I would always open because the comic at the time was the star of the show.
I see.
The singer was never the star. Of course, I did open for...
Unless it was Tony Bennett or Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was always the star of any stage he stood on.
Sinatra, sure, from the 1930s, 40s.
So it makes a difference on the quality of the talent.
Well...
Some quality... Everybody's got some talent. I can sing. You want me to sing?
You want me to sing now?
You want me to sing? No, I don't want to sing.
You don't want to sing?
I don't want to sing.
You're just like me. I don't want to sing either.
I don't dance. I won't dance.
That's okay. All right, Harold.
No, but there's talent is an interesting thing. Talent will carry its own. If you got a great talent, it comes through. If we don't have... Do you have a lot of great talent? The ones who live through the ages and so forth like that?
The ages.
I'm just thinking of it. And also, something I wanted to ask you as an actor. Yeah. Right? You're an actor, and you developed a character.
Yeah, but you always develop
And what
characters.
is the relationship between Danny Darrow and the character?
And the character?
Yeah, because I don't do that in my way of being. I don't have another character that I develop. Or acting. Acting is like, or let's say, you're going down the street, and the director has said, okay, the kitty, your favorite puppy dog, has just been run over by a great big steamroller and leveled flat, and you're really distraught. But the dog has not been run over by a steamroller. You have to pretend or lie that the dog, and the emotions you have to reach in. They're saying that you have to reach in and develop a character or thing that is not relating to reality. Whereas if you were actually, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
What's the dimension of that kind of a personality that can be? It's like lying.
Okay, no, it's not lying.
It isn't.
And I want
What's
you to
the
take
difference?
that word out of your vocabulary completely right now, because the word is not lying. It's creating what you said before, creating a character. And the way an actor creates a character is the actor gets a script here.
Yeah.
Okay. He reads the script. He reads his part.
Yeah.
He takes a piece of paper and a pen, and he develops that character, which he is going to believe that it's him or her in his mind or her mind on that sheet of paper.
He's a wacko.
No, he's not a wacko.
That is some sort of...
this is not a wacko thing.
Well, there's something weird about it.
No, it's not weird or anything.
It's not
This is how you
authentic.
develop a character when you portray, when you have a part in a movie.
So why can't you call that lying?
That's not lying.
No, what's the
That's
difference
not
between
lying,
that lying
Harry.
and...
Harold,
You're saying to the audience with tears coming down
But that's
your
what
street,
an actor
my
does.
dog just got run over by a
Listen.
steam engine, and you're just conjuring it. You
Listen.
know the greatest line that's ever come out of that kind of a context of human interaction?
What is it?
I love you.
I love you. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine, Harold. Okay, I
You know
love
what
you
I
too,
mean?
Harold.
Right?
All right, I love you
That's
too.
lying.
I'll kiss you
That's
after the show,
lying.
Harold. But wait just a minute. Listen, a doctor.
Nobody ever listens.
A doctor has to go to school. All right.
Yeah.
A lawyer has to go to school.
Yeah.
An actor has to
To
go
learn
to school.
all that
You have to
finagling.
learn everything about your craft.
Yeah.
This is a job. It's just a job, okay? You have to learn how to do your job. And this
And
is
just think of the politicians.
They have to
You
learn-
don't think the politicians ever tell a little white lie?
A little one. How about a big one? How about a big one?
Well, Goebbels said it, didn't he? If
That's-
you're going to lie big.
They all lie,
So
yeah.
why are you so averse to the word lie when there's so much of it going on
Because
in the
it's
human
not- it's
condition?
not a lie.
And the actors contribute to
It's
it.
a craft. It's a craft.
Well, there's
and
all
it's your
kinds
job.
of. This is what they call in English a euphemism, right?
Yeah.
And this is where you
Right.
can get by with any kind of thing, calling anything else by just toning it down, right?
Well, you can
I
tone
mean,
it
it's
down. You
lying.
can tone it up. You can do whatever
I mean,
you
the
want.
process is lying.
Well, it's
That's
not
too
lying.
strong a term.
I disagree with
What's
you,
a
Harold.
better
It's
term?
not lying.
It's a
No.
craft, you said?
It's a
It's an
craft.
art.
It's an
It's
art.
an art.
Good.
Lying is an
Okay,
art, right?
I'll agree with you.
I'll tell you.
No,
there's
but
a-
lying is an
there's-
art. You're telling me?
No, yeah, well, no, acting is well, yeah, but that emoting, something that is not real to your experience.
But you have to create. No, the job is
You understand
to
there's
create
a
a character.
yeah.
That's the job. And
Okay,
in order
right,
to,
okay,
in order
okay,
to create,
as an art form.
In an art
It's an
form.
art form.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
right. And as an art form, to create a character,
Hmm.
you have to start from the very beginning. So you say, with the piece of paper and the pen,
Hmm.
this is about the character. I was born here. I was raised here. I grew up over here. I worked here on many jobs. I did many different things pertaining to the character, develop the character.
You're developing the character,
You're
not yourself.
developing the
Not
character.
yourself. You're developing
No,
a
you're
false
developing
entity.
someone else that you have to portray in your job. And then once you...
Which is lying.
It's not lying.
In terms of your own experience.
It's not
You're
lying.
saying I experienced this thing, but I didn't really
It's not
experience.
lying. It's
You don't
it's-
see it
it's-
a
no,
potential
no,
problem?
it's
I
Harold,
see it as a craft.
It's a craft. It's believing in yourself.
Is being a politician, a
It's-
lying politician, a
well,
craft?
maybe the politicians
Yes.
do the
Yes.
same
Okay,
thing.
thank you.
All right.
yeah.
Politicians
yeah.
are liars
Listen, wouldn't that be...
Well, why aren't actors?
you know, Harold, that's interesting,
because
Harold.
they're not trying to screw you.
That's right.
Politicians are trying to screw you.
Well, when they say, I know a lot of times when the line came out on a moonlit night, on a June night, I
That's her
Love
opinion.
You was trying to do exactly that.
But that's her opinion. That's her opinion.
No, did you make the point?
About,
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
what?
About
That's
screwing.
down over that's lying done over the generations, you know. That's a young man just saying, I love you, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
To get, what did you say?
Laid.
The politicians get screwed. Yeah, well, yeah, right.
Listen, you know, maybe it
That's
is a
a
good
long
idea.
time going
you know,
thing.
you know, maybe it's a
By
good
which
idea,
they get,
Harold.
it's called getting over.
Yeah, but Harold, you know,
And bamboozling.
yeah, but Harold,
And snookering.
Yes,
and all
Harold.
those kind of negative things that can be, you know.
Harold, let me ask you something.
Okay.
When
It just occurred to me now. I had
Harold,
never thought about
Harold,
it
when you
much.
get up and before you do your show,
Yeah.
do you ever sit down at a desk and say, I'm going to talk about this today, I'm going to talk about that today, I'm going to do this today, I'm going to do that today, I'm going to do this today?
I hardly never do that ever. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth when I open it. It comes out like Iguazu and Niagara combined. I have no idea what the hell I'm
So
going to
you're
say.
telling me that when you come and do a show, you're unprepared?
Totally spontaneous.
unprepared.
That's why I call it conversation. A
Yeah, how can you do
conversation
this
is
to yourself,
spontaneous. It says because it's honest. You're being honest. You're just being honest. You're not lying. You're not conjuring. You're not lying and everything. You know.
Have you
And people, it's called getting over.
or
Three-card Monte.
Getting
or
older.
maybe it's getting older and forgetful?
Getting older.
Getting
That I know. Unfortunately. Yeah, right. But getting over,
Okay.
you know, like
Okay.
that, and conning and
Okay.
all that. There's
It
a
is-
lot of that going on.
Okay, let me ask you something.
And people are making deals about my car runs better than his, and you know, it
have you
doesn't.
got a calendar at home, Harold?
I do have one on the wall.
Do you ever write on the calendar what you have to do on a certain
Oh yes,
date?
I do that. Yes, I have to.
You have to do that?
Yes, right.
Are you
yeah.
lying to yourself,
No,
Harold?
no. Good point. Good point. Maybe there's something to be learned here, Doctor. Maybe there's something that would help me. Yes, maybe. I do put some structure, yeah.
Okay.
But I try to avoid it. I just like spontaneous. I like people.
Yeah, all right.
I like people.
Yeah, I like people too. I think it's wonderful.
And I would say
I love this people over here.
I get along. I think I could get along with almost anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
You can?
I mean, like a truck driver or anything. I can just get along. Just treat everybody like a good, you know, I like everybody.
That's wonderful.
Now, that's tricky because some people are more likable than others. What do you think?
No, but
we get opinions. Why do we get so opinionated and fighting and stuff like that? Why do people fight all the time? I think maybe money is the thing that gets in the way. I was just going to say the same
thing, Harold.
Yeah, see, great minds.
I just said the same thing. Yeah. That's right. It's
as soon as you get to money. Now, here in public access, zero budget production.
Zero money, so we don't really have to do anything.
There's no money, so you can be just honest with everybody. That's right. You know?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Do you realize what a great benefit that is in terms of the context and everything?
Yeah.
You're not in it. And then all the people get into thinking, the ego's fighting about who's going to get the star role and who's going to get the money. Making movies is all about a big star who gets all the money.
That's right. But if they don't have the big star, they can't make the money because the big star is the draw.
Yeah, but
the draw.
Yeah, and in television, the big star better be dysfunctional, either sexually or in drugs or something, in order to get any attention by the public. Maybe there's something wrong with the public.
Well, no, I think there's something wrong with a lot of stars. There's a lot of problem with the stars because if they're on drugs and stuff like that, I mean,
that's how they get to be famous.
Really, that's crazy.
That fills up all the news slots. That fills up all the news. Why are people so interested in that nonsense? Why aren't people interested in nobility and good behavior?
Harold,
people are
what is it wrong with people?
Good behavior.
Okay, talk to the voice.
The propaganda is what is being pushed to get people's minds off it. For instance, we just had a week listening to somebody murdered someone in anger. What was on the front page of the news of the New York Times was the fact that the mutual funds are in trouble, was the fact that all sorts of things were happening financially that were bad. They did not want that in the paper. That's why they talk about all this. They do not want you to hear what's really going on. They do not want people to think and to concentrate. All they want you to hear about is murder, racism, and hatred.
Yeah, but you don't think it's a two-way street? That's what people find interesting for some reason?
No, I don't think so. I find it very boring, quite frankly.
The murder and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. How many times can you listen to murder? And second of all, what happened to the news?
Yeah.
I'm interested in what's happening.
I'm going to give another thing for Newsroom.
Another one, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see our news come back.
Well, I think we're going to get some of that coming back in, right here on the campus of Manhattan Neighborhood Network. I think you're going to get some really good programming going on, voluntarily between people. That's what they want to do. And not have it be all a great big thing why is the networks are so innocuous? They don't point
because they are controlled by the corporations.
Money.
And because the corporations want to brainwash you.
To get the basic necessities for making a serious thing professionally and so forth. Everything's going to be, for ladies and gentlemen, looking ahead a couple of months or something, everything's going to be HD here. It's going to be right at the top of the line in terms of everything. The financing's guaranteed 10 years into the technological future. And the technological future, ladies and gentlemen, is going exponential. It's going off the top of the charts. Do you see what they've got on cell phones now? The cell phones are just loaded with because there's so much. It's doubling. It's way beyond Moore's law. It's doubling. There's all these capabilities there. Yeah. And here you can come over here. You can make 12 channels out of 4. If you want, in order for distribution. Yeah. You can stream it in HD to everywhere. You can find a niche for unique things done by people who want to do it, not because they've got a deal where they're going to make some money. Now, you're out of the realm of money. To be out of the realm of money is very liberating if you can do it. But it's very hard because people are all caught up with the idea the only reason you exist is to make money.
Well, you got to pay your bills.
I know, you got to pay your bills, and you can't fight City Hall.
That's
and all
right.
the things we learn in school, the values we learn and everything are all, essentially, it comes around to being successful materialistically. That's the major thing.
Well, we
and
have
to
no
get
choice.
to people where you can do a thing, not because you're making money, to do it so you're not. What the hell am I going to do anything if I'm not going to make a lot of money at it?
Well,
that's the attitude of the people, and I can't afford to do that. Do you understand what I mean? That's the biggest thing that's got to be got over in the public consciousness, so that we can get to a world that doesn't blow up the whole damn world like we're capable of doing now, all the citizens, and brings a liberation to the human society. That's the biggest issue confronting us. It's going to come out on public access.
But inflation is wiping us out, Harold.
Well, okay, there are a couple of problems.
Harold, basically, people have to learn to live doing things they want
Thank you.
And enjoy doing and helping people, and they will feel a lot better.
I think so too,
if
don't
they
you?
do that.
Don't you?
Yes, but today everyone's interested in themselves and in what they
Do you think narcissism is run rampant
Yes,
now?
I do.
Do you think the karaoke thing is? Remember
people
we used
are too competitive today.
Well,
they're competitive and they're jealous.
You think so? There's too much negative stuff going on.
That's right.
Can't we all get along?
Well, wouldn't that be wonderful if we all got along? That's
but the
news is all gloom and doom. Everything is gloom and doom.
Well, if it bleeds, it leads. As you say, that gets the public attention. The public's into it, and then they also get sold a bill of goods around this work ethic thing.
Stop saying the public is into it. They're not. That's all they get fed. They are not into it, Harold. They get fed that, and they have no choice.
I know.
I don't want to listen to it, but I have nothing else. I don't watch TV for that reason.
Okay, well, there's a thing in science and all kinds of other things called cause and effect, and there's interest. There's yin and the yang. And
what they want.
The audience and the people are in a communion with each other. They're both involved in terms of what's going on. Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, so anyway, I don't think it's one-sided, and it's not one-sided about the bad guys and good guys. We got to get some sort of a new transformative zeitgeist going here. And there's a liberating capability, and when they get down to the end of it, once they get to where we overcome material scarcity and that sort of thing that's been characteristic of, for me to win, you have to lose, zero sum, only one can win.
Harold, there is no scarcity. We have a distribution problem. That's the problem.
Well, distribution is part of an overall business project.
Distribution is up to the 1%. All the money is distributed up to the 1%. And if they could change that distribution and make it an equal distribution, we will not have that problem.
Well, we won't have the problem, but if they don't, I'm afraid it's going to lead to such political instability and so forth. And the thing that worries me,
we have.
You know that worries me? Is there's going to be something that's going to unleash the weapons of destructing the whole friggin' species that is now in our hands. Since about 1970. We've been born, and we're also transcending material scarcity to capability. These are two capabilities that are latent, and they're there, they're unconsciously informing everything, but there's no way to deal. It's so big and so multidimensional and so all-inclusive, nobody can get their mind around it. There's no systems thinking who's beginning to address it. Politically or business or anybody else. Everybody's caught up in outdated institutions that are being reified by the money market and by the political system that we have. Well, it's an interesting time to be
alive. It's a sad time.
It's a sad time. I think it's a sad time.
No, I don't think it's right to say sad.
No, because the governments and the courts are all run by the corporations.
Inequality is sad.
Right. The courts are going against the Constitution of Independence. They're creating what they want. Their rulings are what they want.
No, we only got a couple seconds left. Okay, I hear this. I hear it all the time.
Right. And they're disregarding.
But I got a great idea, Danny. A new character. You've got to create a character who speaks lovingly about all the banks that are too big to fail and sell the banks that are too big to fail to the general public by being a spokesman for the banks that are too big to fail in the institution and the established order. Pull that off, and that'll be acting and lying to the hilt.
Yeah,
but
Harold,
I want you to develop that over this weekend.
I have to tell you
something. I want you back with
Harold, I must tell you something.
Okay, we got to end up. We're closing the program.
I'm retired, Harold.
You're retired.
Yes.
But once you've retired, you just begin to live. Once you retire from the rat race, you begin to live, and that's something.
And you must have something to do.
Thank you for viewing in the audience. Thank you for everything. Thank for the award. Congratulations. Thanks for the work. Your pleasure. Gloria, two of the stars of Manhattan Network, Gloria Messer and Danny Darrow. Happy to have brought you those perceptions. Invite you to coming back again tomorrow. That's it for now. Thanks again. Thanks again, gang. Thanks very, very much indeed.
Thanks, Harold.
Work on that role of defending the big guy.
Work on the role. No. I'm going to buy the dough and I'm going to roll it myself.
I want you to be.
I'm going to make the muffins myself, Harold. I'll bring it to M&N. Yes.
I want you to. The character will be Hugo Illuminati.
Illuminati. To light the whole world.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right. Okay.
That's wonderful.
Thanks for viewing. We got to get off here and get on to another program.
Oh, you're chasing us out.
We're chasing you.
That's
being
wonderful, Harold. Thank you.
86th in the language of New York City. Yes. Okay. Thanks.